Hello my fellow YouTubers, back again after a long time. Today we are going to talk about VHF handheld modifications. Today I will present you two VHF radios that I purchased some days ago. And none of them had the proper battery pack. So I'm going to show you the first one. This is the Uniden. This is the Uniden handheld VHF marine radio. The type is HH978XL. Here you are. This one had the battery pack case here, but it was all ruined. That cover was missing, also the contacts, and the battery pack, of course, inside of the case was missing too. So in order to check if the radio working properly, you had to put here a jack with 12 volt DC power and operate the radio. This is a vintage, of course, handheld VHF radio, and you have the frequencies here. You have to change the frequencies manually. I don't mind, it's very handy. And also you have the USA and international frequency here, a battery and TX indicator here, the volume also switch, and of course the squelch potentiometer. It's very good. And very robust construction. So it was a pity not to work with the battery pack, and of course I made an upgradation. Let's open the case and see what we have inside. First of all, I want to show you, as I mentioned before, all this plate was missing and it was nothing here, so we didn't have the contacts to match the contacts of the radio. Here we have all the plate is the negative, and here we have the positive of the battery. So I had to make this plate cover of the case and measure the exact dimensions for this in order to when I cover the case to match exactly the positions also of the contacts of the radio. Here, as you can see, I have bent and fit the contacts to match the contacts of the battery here. The pack is like a drawer. I measure the dimensions and I place and solder here the positive and the negative cables. The new in this construction is that I replace the batteries, the nickel cadmium hybrid batteries, with a pack of batteries of mobile phones. 3 of them in series, as you can see here. Three of them in series. The two of them is the exact watt hours and the size, of course, and the third one is a little bit lower. I didn't have the exact match with the other two in order to have a unified battery pack. The three of them in series and with the full voltage capacity of 4 volts, we have 3 plus 4, 12 volts. The operation voltage of this radio, the Uniden, the handheld radio. I have these also foams to stay the battery pack. Also here I have a little female jack here with this resistor to power the LED in series, and also I have a diode here, and when you put the jack in order to charge the battery pack, the LED lit and show you that the battery is on charging mode. Also I construct here from an old battery cordless drill battery charger here. I cut off all the excess. I have also a little circuit that consists from a diode, also a current limiter resistor. Also here we have the indication of the the charger is on power, and with these contacts that match the contacts, the screws here of the battery pack, I can pull and charge the battery pack here, and the indicator of charging lit. And this is it. We have the battery pack, we have the charger, and we can also charge the battery pack. After this, we connect the battery pack and the radio is powered. Also with this, with an external antenna, we also can measure here in the power meter that we have nearly 4-5 watts of TX. Okay guys, let's now, as you can hear, we have a marine frequencies. The ships are talking with the Piraeus traffic, and let's measure now the voltage of the battery pack. As I mentioned before, the battery pack consists from cellular phone batteries, very good lithium batteries, and we have 11, sorry, 11.2 volts here. We need to charge the batteries. Okay, this is the first modification. Do not throw the battery cases in the battery pack. We can fill it with lithium batteries units here, or with battery from mobile phones. The battery of mobile phones are very durable and also have internal the ABS, charge and management system that allows the battery to charge and correct voltage, and they don't let the battery overcharge, so they protect also the batteries. Okay, this is the first one, very good handheld radio. And now let's go to another VHF marine radio. This is a standard HX220 series, made in Japan, marine radio, digital radio, that I purchased some days ago also for $10. But this, the battery case and the battery pack was missing, so it's practical useless if you don't have a battery case and a battery pack, of course. Also the antenna was missing, no problem, because I have a lot of handmade antennas and also have an external antenna, as you saw before. And the challenge was to construct a battery case to put in the batteries, the proper batteries, in order to operate this handheld radio. First of all, I didn't know how the battery pack is placed on. I couldn't figure out how the battery is locked. So I make a search for a battery pack in the internet, and I find out that this is the proper locker, the female lock of all the battery pack. So if you want to place the battery pack, you have to place this bayonet style locker like this, and then to turn it and lock. The lock of this is the bottom is this on this radio. So I had to figure out also how this locks the battery pack. So with some research, I find out that the locker of the female locker of the battery pack is like this. I make a template with this piece of paper that puts in there, and by turning the battery pack is locked in place. And this little let's say housing here locks the battery not to go around freely. So with this template I had first of all to make a case. The case was made by this plexiglass pieces that I measure here. The piece this box was made to fit, not exactly, but very similar to the these dimensions of the radio here. And then the challenge was to make the female lock here with the proper spacer, as you can see here, in order to lock inside the keyhole, let's say keyhole. After this, I had to make this railway, let's say, in order the locker here to place in, and after the spinning to lock in the proper place here. After some trials here, I managed. I also measure the space here I need to have. Then I make and place a round spacer here, and then I screw this piece of plate with the proper shape to lock inside the keyhole. So we place the battery pack in the lock here. This goes in the railways here, the rail here, and then you turn and you hear the lock mechanism locking the battery pack. And then we press the unlock, and then we put out the battery pack. The battery pack, of course, is filled with 3 cells ion 3.8 volt lithium ion battery cells. I measure the distance of the contacts here, and I place the contacts screws, flat screws here, and the screws is placed with the proper let's say connectors in the battery. The battery is in series and the voltage is 12 volt also, as you can see. The battery cells are used from an old laptop. I salvage the battery pack, I measure the voltage, and I pick up the right ones. The manual of this VHF says that the battery pack consists from 8 nickel hybrid metal nickel cadmium hybrid metal batteries like this, and the operational voltage is 10 volts. Like this, and the operational voltage is 10 volts. But now I operate the device with about 11.5 volts and operates very well. The RX power is 6 watts, and we are going to measure to see the 6 watt in the power meter. So let's test. Very good radio. When you turn it on, sorry, this is the scrolls button. You get the channel 16, the emergency channel, and you change the channels here. As you can see, we have the Piraeus traffic channel port. Also we have the instant emergency bottom to 60 channel. We have also here the weather channels, and also we have low and high power, and the scan mode in order to scan the channels that you have in memory. Also you have the USA channels and international channels with this button here. Also we have a charging port and push to talk, and also it has a lamp here to lit up the display when you are in a dark position. Okay guys, now that the battery case is already sanding, in order to apply black paint to match with the other case of the radio. The charging of this battery pack is applying with this jack here, with this jack, and you can, with 12 volts power, you can charge with about 0.016 amperes, 16 milliamperes of current. Okay guys, this is it. As you can see, we salvage and we reuse everything here, and of course we save the very good and old vintage radios that can be useful in dark ages and dark situations, if you know what I mean. So that's it guys. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you are welcome. I'm not a fancy guy, and I don't have time to make fancy videos, but I'm pretty sure that I can help you with any questions, and I can help you with my constructions. Thank you again. See you in the next video. Bye bye.